Yeah, I would say, yes, I was satisfied, not happy, but I was satisfied with some of the moments of the game, whereby our boys did well in the first half. They controlled the match, and I believe that we could have won the match in the first half because they did everything accordingly, defensively and offensively, created a lot of goal scoring opportunities. Unfortunately, we were not clinical like the previous two matches. And second half, just before, I think in the 5 minutes of the second half, we conceded loss of concentration from our center backs, resulting that goal. And from there, it was always difficult for us to get back into the game. And after the introduction of Khubetswana Kamela, and on the 70th minute, I think we started now getting back into the game. We controlled, especially their defense. We created goal-scoring opportunities, which I believe if we could have scored during that time, the game would have been won by our boys. But now, taking forward the game as overall performance, I think we are still a team that is competitive. We are playing one of the toughest teams in the league, that is Correctional Services. And taking a point, playing in their own backyard, even though it was our game, but we are playing in their stadium. I think we did well. We are still competing in the top four, and I believe in the forthcoming matches we would really compete again. I think the anxiety levels, the anxiety levels took its toll on them. And at the same time, I think we should not forget that, like I said earlier, we are playing one of the best teams in the league. They have a very good defense. So they were really giving us respect in terms of they did not want us to, any movements that we made, they were always there. So for me, that's why I'm saying I think our guys, they learned a lot out of that match, because they competed well. It's just that, like I'm saying, the anxiety levels really somehow made them not to score. In terms of making the decisions, they were either late or they were putting too much pressure into their game. Yes, I would say both. Firstly, we have a lot of injuries, especially with the offensive players, and now knowing that LCS had also been spying on us, so we took advantage that, okay, since we don't have more players, offensive players, now we better play around with the lineup, and I think it worked well, because when you look at Sorel Okoko coming in on the left back, he did well, managing the wing player from LCS, who's been playing well for LCS, and he did not have a good game, their number 7. And then you look at Dikanotele coming into the center back, he managed to do well, and Masuale going back to the holding midfield. And then Bokang Motwana playing as a second striker. Bokang has, with his experience, and he was forceful. I think he's one of our players who made who had more shots at goal, And for me, I would say, at least we can see that we have a lot of utility players in our team. So going forward, I believe we'll still compete. We'll still maybe keep the same team, even though the national team will be going to Mozambique over the weekend, so we won't be playing this coming weekend against LMPS because we have 4 of our players in the senior national team. Yeah, the pressure will always be there, but at the same time, I think our approach also have to change towards that match. Even into that match, we need to impose ourselves quite well, and we are aware that it is very, very important to maintain our good record, so in order to secure our position in the top 4. And that is what we had planned for this season, that coming from 6th position last season, we need at least to move 1 or 2 positions up, and I think so far we are on the right track.